Alright, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to each and everyone, especially those at the other side of the world. There is no time and space between us, there is only this present moment, and we are one. Today we will continue with diary entry number 1106, which we started today. This is the second part. Today during meditation, God gave me inner light and understanding as to what sanctity is and of what it consists. Although I have heard these things many times in conferences, the soul understands them in a different way when it comes to know of them through the light of God which illumines it. Ngayon, sa panahon ng pagmumuni-muni, binigyan ako ng Diyos ng panloob na liwanag at pangunawa kung ano ang kabanalan at kung ano ang binubuo nito. Bagamat maraming beses kong narinig ang mga bagay na ito sa mga komperensya, naiintindihan ito ng kaluluwa sa ibang paraan pagdating sa pagkakilala sa mga ito sa pamamagitan ng liwanag ng Diyos na nagbibigay liwanag dito. Yesterday, it was all about prudence. All virtues that we have, we should exercise prudence. Now, Faustina was talking about sanctity, kabanalan. And she said that she had heard this word many times in the conferences, but at that time, during that time, she understood sanctity deeper in a different way. Iba dun sa mga nakaraan. Ganun naman tayo, no? Habang lumalaon, napapalalim natin ang kahulugan ng isang bagay. Maaring ang kahulugan ng kabanalan sa kanya nung una ay pagsunod sa Diyos, paggawa ng mabuti. Maaring ito ay pagpapakumbaba or practicing the virtues. Pero pag nalagpasan mo na kasi yung mga bagay na yon, nagawa mo na yung lagi kang gumagawa ng mabuti, nagpa-practice ng virtue. At this time, Faustina is already capable of uniting with Jesus. So malalim na rin yun, hindi na yun ordinary. That is why sanctity for her has already displayed a different meaning. Iba na, no? Pwedeng, kunwari lang, no? Hindi maaring hindi ito, no? Pero pwedeng ang definition na niya ng sanctity ay yung the person who is already able to unite with Christ. Kasi, if you're not holy enough, you can never have reunion with Christ. Pwedeng ang union mo with Christ ay di yung pagtanggap lang ng hostya o communion, banal na sakramento. Maaring yan pa lang ang union mo with Christ, pero wala lang yan eh. Minsan kasi ano lang yan eh. Sa maraming ng Katoliko, normal lang. Hindi masyadong na-appreciate. Hindi nakakadama ng kakaiba. Kasi normal na lang. Biruin mo eh, linggo-linggo tumatanggap ng communion. So normal na lang. And then, as the faithful becomes more engaged in the path, so hindi na lang yan yung simpleng sumuko. Nalalaman na niya na itong katawan ng Kristo, may buhay talaga ito. At nagdudulot na sa kanya ito ng kakaibang pakiramdam. Nagkakaroon siya ng kaliwanagan, nagkakaroon siya ng excitement, and the person may be looking to receive the communion every day because the person already knows what it is, its importance, and its power of receiving the communion. So, pwedeng ganon. Now, that is still a different definition of union with God. Kay Faustina, her union is actually feeling it, going into certain places, and being immersed in the love and mercy of God. Hindi mo makakaisa ang Panginoon kung ikaw ay makasalanan. You have to be spotless. The soul has to be spotless para magkaroon ng union with Christ. Eh, mahirap yun. Because being spotless is being free from all sins, even venial, no? Wala ka dapat nun. So, kailangan ng mastery. And none of us here has gained that mastery of the soul. I think none of us here is having a deeper union with God. And so, yung sanctity, di pa natin naabot. No? The way Faustina defined it or understood it. Sanctity is really being holy, being clean, walang utang. Sinabing walang utang, walang kasalanan kasi meron man, maliliit na lang. Pero agad-agad nagko-confession kaya malinis uli. Nakaligo na uli, kumbaga. No? So that is sanctity, which may not be the level of definition ni Faustina. Pero ang sinasabi lang natin, every time we advance in the path, this thing conveys a different meaning. May mga naunawaan na tayong bago. Alright. So, today is Laetare Sunday. Laetare means rejoice. No? Kailangan natin. This happens every fourth Sunday of Lent. So, nasa ika-4 na linggo na tayo. Next week, ika-5 na. Sa Advent kasi, third week yan. Because the fourth week will be the last week na. Pero mas mahaba ang mas mahaba ang Kwaresma natin. That is why we have fifth Sunday next week. Now, bago tayo pumasok sa ika-5 linggo, bibigyan tayo ng pagkakataon ba na makahinga, yung makaranas ng ligaya, hindi, kasi naging, kumbaga, may lungkot supposedly tayong nararamdaman, ano? Siyempre, hindi naman kasi ito yung panahon ng pagsasaya, ng rejoicing, kaya nga walang papuri o gloria sa misa, no? So this is the time when we are really reflecting, understanding deeper meaning of God. No? So, serious tayo dito sa panahon ito ng Kwaresma. Ito yung panahon na nangungumpisal tayo, naglilinis. No? So, the mood is different. Malungkot. Hindi katulad pag Pasko, masaya. Now, the fourth Sunday is dedicated to Laetare Sunday nga ang tawag. Ano? So now, kung ikaw ay nagpa-fast o nag-aayuno, i-break mo muna yung fasting mo. Pwede kang kumain ngayon. Hindi naman sobra-sobra din, no? Pero, we we take a break from all those sacrifices that we do. Kasi bakit? Kasi papasok na tayo sa Holy of Holies. Holy of all the days that are holy. So maraming holiday, di ba? But this coming Holy Week, eto talaga yung pinakabanal sa lahat ng mga araw. Ito yung nagbayad ng Panginoon natin para sa ating kasalanan. Kaya napakamahal. Kaya nga mahal na araw. Napakamahal ng ransom. It cost the life of Jesus. Hindi kayang pantayan. Napakamahal ng pagsakit, pagtupos sa ating kasalanan. So pagpasok ng week na yon, we will again experience, no? Hindi dapat mini-memorial lang. We have to experience Christ's passion, ang kanyang pagpapakasakit. because it is taking place. It did not happen only 2,000 years ago, but it continues to take place at this moment. So, papasok tayo doon. So, bago tayo pumasok doon, pwede tayo mag-re-energize, no? Kaya nga, pwede ka mag-break ng fasting, no? Yung mag-re-energize para pagdating doon, mas may lakas tayo. Kasi ito yung kasukdulan ng pagpapakahirap hanggang sa mamatay ang Panginoon. Mabigat yun. Kung ikaw si Maria, makikita mo si Jesus sa paanan ng krus, makikita mo siya habang nilalatigo. Kung ikaw si Maria, kailangan mo talaga ng lakas. Kaya, on the fourth week of Lent, Mary has also to rejoice. Kailangan niya rin magsaya. Pero yun sa akin lang, no? Hindi naman, wala yata yan sa Bible na si Maria ay nagsaya on the fourth week or 2 weeks before the Passion. So, but then the point is, Mary also has to re-energize because that moment would be very, very difficult for her. Now, kung lupapay na siya, baka pagdating sa panahon na yun, hindi na niya kinaya. So let's take a break. Let's relax. Breathe fresh air tayo, no? And we can do things that are not really, no, very sacrificial. Because this is later Sunday. So you will also notice that the vestment, yung altar, nakakulay, old rose. Ang damit ng pare, ang altar. So, ibig sabihin talaga nun, this is later Sunday. And for today, the reading is all about the prodigal son. Ang makasaysayang kwento na tumatak sa isipan ng lahat ng tao kahit hindi Kristiyano, alam nila yun. The story of the prodigal son. The story may be the same as what is happening to many people. No? Nangyari, in my family, nangyari yan eh. No? I remember my uncle, talagang sabi niya, Nay, bigay mo sa akin ng mana ko. Talagang hiningi niya. Konkreto, talagang ganun ang story yan. No? He was having many vices, no? At talagang naubos yung pera niya, winaldas ang pera. Binigay kasi sa kanya. At that time kasi, my lola was able to sell a certain portion of parcel of land, no? Malaki yun kasi at that time yun ang pinakamahal na lupa ng time na yun na nabili. So malaki. Yung uncle ko kinuha niya talaga yun. At literal pinang-inom, lang ba, may mga women talaga nag-womanizing talaga, no? Katulad ng kwento sa prodigal son. At sumalangit daw ang kanyang kaluluwa. No? Hindi ko na nasundan kasi yung kanyang hindi pa ako ganun ka-spiritual, no? Pero all I know was that he used that for that hanggang sa namatay po siya. No? Nagkaroon siya ng sakit, diabetes. So naubos talaga yun. Walang natira para sa anak niya, sa mga anak niya. Yun lang. Yung pagbabalik loob, hindi nangyari sa kanya. Hindi siya nakapagbalik loob sa magulang ba? Pero sa Panginoon, palagay ko naman ang Panginoon, iniabot ang kanyang kamay doon sa tiyuhin ko. Anak, pinapatawad na kita sa iyong mga kasalanan. No? Abutin mo ang kamay ko. Alam ko yon. Dahil ganun ang sinasabi. Naniniwala ako sa ganun. The Lord will really help us at that last moment. Kahit gaano pa kadumi, kaitim ang ating kasalanan, no? Though our sins may be scarlet, patatawarin tayo ng Diyos. So I believe that God extended His hand to save my uncle. Pero syempre, meron pa rin yung punishment. It cannot be quits na lang, ano? So, syempre, meron tayong tinatawag na purgatory. And I think he spent some time there. Maybe wala na siya doon. Kalaya na siya. So, yun ang kwento ng prodigal son. Yun yung higher teaching, hindi yung literal na katulad ng uncle ko. Now, the higher teaching is God is very merciful. God is the source of all goodness. And He is always ready to pardon, to forgive us, so that we would be able to come back and regain our dignity. Mabalik yung dignidad natin bilang anak ng Diyos. So, hindi tayo pababayaan ng Diyos. And that is another meaning, higher level ng prodigal son, palibughang anak. So, sanctity. How do we relate this? Kung si Faustina, nare-realize niya, karoon siya ng lesson, a higher level of the meaning of sanctity. Ganon din, maraming bagay sa ating pananampalataya. Sa una, maaaring nangyayari sa atin yung parable, no? But then later on, nalalaman mo yung tunay na wisdom sa likod ng mga parabolang yun. And then another meaning would take place. Tapos nagbasa ka uli, iba na naman. So that when you read the Bible over and over again, you will find new meaning. So ganun po yun. Kasi nagkakaroon tayo ng kaliwanagan. The light continues to pour on us, no? Ang liwanag ay patuloy na ibinubuhos sa atin. Araw-araw yun, no? Iba't iba nga lang ang level. Merong mas maliwanag, merong hindi masyado maliwanag. But then, as we continue to progress in the spiritual path, the light continues to shine brighter and brighter and brighter. Kapag nagkakaroon ng mas maraming liwanag, mas marami tayong nauunawaan. Kaya po kayo, eto yun eh, no? Pwedeng the 33 days to merciful love, those who are engaged in it, pwedeng binabasa mo yan. Or pwedeng ang nagawa mo na yung DIY na yan. Pero ano ba? That if you would take this retreat for the second, third, or fourth time, you will learn something new. So, wag niyong sabihin, ay, tapos na ako dyan. Because if you try to repeat it, magkakaroon ka ng ibang kahulugan. You will have, for the first week, a deeper meaning of trust. So, my point is, sana kahit sinasabi mo na, ay, alam ko na yan, nabasa ko na yan. Yun kasi medyo may yabang yun, no? So, just be humble enough na ang dami pa nating hindi alam. Si Faustina nga, ang dami niyang naisulat pero anong sabi ni Jesus? What you learned and what you have written is only a drop of water in the vast ocean. Napakaliit. So, ang dami pa natin kailangan matutunan. And don't get tired of learning. Sapagkat sinasabi ko sa inyo, lalalim at lalim ang mga kahulugan ng buhay pa. Hanggang sa mamatay tayo, no? If we continue to learn, lalalim at lalalim ang kahulugan ng maraming bagay. Katulad ni Faustina, sanctity had a different meaning at that time. Baka in the next entries ng diary niya, sasabihin na naman niya, iba ng level yung definition ng sanctity because she continues to learn. At ang totoo niyan hanggang ngayon, si Faustina nag-aaral pa. Kala nyo tapos na? Faustina is still learning. Uma-attend pa rin siya sa paanan ng ating Jesus. Uma-attend pa rin siya ng mga lessons and discourses. Totoo po yun. All the saints, though they have attained certain level of sanctity and perfection, they are still learning. Hindi pa tapos. Kasi kung tapos na, edi tapos na rin ang mundo. Because everything is dynamic and there is eternity. Katulad din ng ating pagkatuto, there is eternity. Hindi matatapos at hindi mauubos.